right?
Yeah.
Thoughts from the Trail. I'm Scott Anderson.
Hello and welcome to Thoughts from the Trail, Kayak Edition. Beautiful Sunday afternoon here in Utah Lake, and I am on the Provo River, Utah Lake Delta, paddling around on this just stunningly gorgeous day. The birds are flying around, the fish are flying out of the water. It's just, you can't ask for a better day than this. I am thinking today about this very simple concept, and it invites us to look introspectively at ourselves, which is typically true in Thoughts for the Trail, is this concept. If you review what you do throughout the course of an average day, are you spending time doing things that you feel like you have to do? Or are you spending time doing the things that you're choosing to do? It's an interesting thought because there's varying layers and of complexity within those two options. So doing things you have to do, what would be something that you think that you have to do? So for instance, like saying, I have to go to work, right? Well, you easily justifiable with logic. I have to go to work because I have bills to pay, I want to eat, and that very basic primal need to stay alive. And then there's things that you choose to do. For instance, for me, this morning I chose to get up and go paddling here out on the water. So those are two really easy examples of have to do and choose to do. And what I tend to lean to is, how do I move the choose to take up the predominant part of my daily living? So am I choosing to do the things in my life? And not only am I choosing, so it's easy to say, yeah, I'm choosing to go to work. Yeah, I'm choosing to do the dishes, and I'm choosing to clean up the dog poop in the backyard. In my mind, when I'm choosing to do something, it's something I actually want to do. I see the value, I see the benefit. It has either value to me, those around me, those I love, or to other people in the world, and for that reason it makes it easy or easier to choose that item. And it really just comes down in my opinion basically a lot to mindset, and that is, if we are living intentionally in our lives and we're choosing to do the things that we're doing, even maybe in situations where we don't consider them to be ideal. So for some of us, we don't consider our job to be ideal, which is unfortunate, but it's very real. So knowing that you're getting in your car and driving to work every day, what are the things that you can do, even though you may in the big picture think, wow, this is something I have to do? How do you convert some of that have to do into choosing to do? And I have a couple thoughts on that, and I invite all of us to think about that. And I'm not saying the thoughts that I share are all inclusive or magical, but at least they're my thoughts, and so I'm sharing them with you. So for instance, if there's something that's in that category of where I kind of feel like it's a have to do, then what decisions can I make to move it closer to a choose to do? So for instance, going to work, I can choose to be cheerful. I can choose to greet people by name. I can choose to look for opportunities to help others. I can choose to make sure that I am fulfilling the responsibilities and duties that I have in my job and finding a way to get pleasure out of my work. And those are some simple examples, and they're very basic, and I invite us to go deeper with that. For instance, think of something in a relationship. Sometimes it's hard in a relationship, whether you're a parent, whether you're a brother and a sister, a child, a loved one, a spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend. Sometimes it can be hard to engage in tough conversations and dialogue, especially if we fear that the person who we're sharing it with is not going to respond well. Because one thing that's very clear about almost all humans is we don't like conflict and we want to run away from it. And it's definitely not something that typically we say we choose to do. But I submit that even when it comes to those difficult and challenging conversations with a coworker or a spouse or anyone, that we can choose to do it, because if we do it in a manner that is focused and appropriate and helpful, then the other side of that conversation becomes a better place. And so that's one of the ways in my mind that I think, I really don't want to have this conversation, but after I have the conversation, one of my goals would be that we have together, whoever was part of that conversation has now created an environment that is better for ourselves, maybe just that person, maybe just me, maybe for a larger organization or group, maybe for the family, whatever. And so by thinking of it that way, we're not just thinking of it as this conversation is like the be all end all and I'm all consumed with having this tough conversation. It reminds me of, and I don't know if this is technically true, I've never had any martial arts training, but I know like when people punch the boards and puts their hand through it, I've always been told you're not punching the board, you're punching what's on the other side of the board. And the same thing holds true when we're having a difficult conversation. We're not just stopping at that conversation. We're not trying to punch that person. We're trying to get through to the other side. And as we contemplate things that we have to do and things that we choose to do, I think that's one of the ways that we can move that dial closer and more on the choose to do side than getting stuck in this constant mode of, oh, it's something I have to do. I have no power, I have no control. Look at me, I'm a victim, blah, 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 right? So that's what I'm thinking about today. I probably made this a little longer than it needed to be, but that's okay. I invite you to think about, along with me, and take an assessment of how much of your day is taken up by things that you feel like you have to do. And if you feel like it's a significant amount, then challenge yourself to come up with ways to move those tasks into more of the category of what you're choosing to do. And it's up to you, because you ultimately have all the control and the power of this situation. No one else does. It's you. It's all about you, baby. It's all about you. It's all about me. As Michael Scott said in the office one time, you, me, you. We're the ones in charge. Well, may we be blessed as we consider these things today. May we be able to create more things that we choose to do and diminish the things that we feel like we have to do. And with that, I'll see you next time on the trail or on the lake, whatever comes first. Have a great day.